Okay, so unfortunately for me, I had two book reviews filmed and done. Um, Clips from both of them got deleted. So I am now gonna do it based off my memory. It's been a little while since I've read these books, so I kinda only half remember one. I just finished Guardian, but the one that I'm gonna talk about in this video is Lost at Sea by Brian Lee O'Malley. O'Malley. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that last name. It's Malley. It's either Maley or Miley. I think it's Maley. Brian Lee O'Malley. That one has been a few weeks since I finished, so I'm going to talk about that one here first in this video, which will be a lot shorter now that it's not a read along. Um, that's what I get for deleting things willy nilly, I guess. Then again, I only deleted it on my photos. I'm confused on why it disappeared off my phone as well. Okay, but anyway, the story is about this girl. She is, what's her name? Shit, I don't remember. Ray, Rayla, Rayleigh, Rayleigh. I think it's Rayleigh. I'm going to say Rayleigh. It's about this girl named Rayleigh. She is on this road trip back up to Canada from Florida or California, one of the two. Um, with this group of kids from her school. Well, she later find out that she didn't really know that well. She just joined in last minute. Which we find out at the end. She joined in last minute. They go through America, going back up to Canada, taking their sweet old time as she's mentally musing about how she doesn't have a soul and she doesn't know what happened to it, but she doesn't have one anymore. Um, she talks about old friends, this was lover dude that she found on the internet that she can't see because he's in America and she's from Canada. And it all culminates to her having a mental breakdown at this inn where they saw a picture of, I'm assuming is her mom, but they're like, oh, it's just like you with sisters. You have sisters? He's like, no, I don't have sisters. I'm an only child. It's like, it's probably her mother because it looks just like her. And you know how restaurants have photos that are like 20, 30 years old sitting on their walls. But yeah, she has a full like mental breakdown and in the middle of the night at this inn where she's like, I've lost my soul and I think a cat stole it. I think it's in a cat. Like, I think my mom stole my soul and the devil took it and put it in a cat. And the one of the people who she went on this road trip with, the girl, she was like, instead of freaking out or telling her to calm down or like calling her crazy, which would be a reasonable response, let's be fair, she's like, you know what? Bet. Let's get the boys up and look to find the cat that has your soul. So they spend the bulk of the night looking at cats, trying to find this girl's soul. When she breaks down and is like, I don't think it's a cat. I had a soul. I had it. And then I lost it and I left it somewhere. And I left it with this dude. And she explains how she found this guy that she really liked. And she can't be with him because he's in America and she's in Canada. And how she missed her train to get back home, spending more time with him. And she happened to just bring herself into the group and tag along. And that's how she ended up tagging along with this particular group of kids from her school. Um, and they're like, no, you're not. We're all a little crazy, actually. You're not like irreparably broken. We're all a little bit off. It's fine. And she ended up making friends, and they go the rest of the way home, and she's a bit more optimistic, which is nice. Key points of it is cat motifs. There's a lot of cat motifs. The main character, Rayla, is allergic to cats. So the cats, I believe, signify her anxiety, like growing anxieties and feeling of lack of identity outside of this person that she decided that she loved and was for her and meant more than I think it should, but she's like a teenager. I'm not surprised. We're all dramatic in our teen years. Hell, we're dramatic in our 20s. But and when I say dramatic, I don't mean in the dismissive way of, oh, you're being dramatic, but more so in the taking things to have way more of a weight than it actually does type of dramatic, like adding more weight to things than you really need to, which makes sense. This is the first time you're experiencing anything of these things like that. Like, I'm pretty sure part of what's causing her to freak out and ruminate and feel lost after basically having to say goodbye to this dude that she liked is because this is the first time she felt this way and this strongly about a person, and having to break off from that is a lot, like, especially for your first time doing it. So yeah. Do I recommend the book? Yeah, it's a pretty short read. It is a graphic novel. The art style is nice. It's the same dude who did Scott Pilgrim, so you know that. Um, if you recognize that art style, then you'll like this one as well. Um, so yeah, I do suggest it. I do think it's like an all ages book, but I would slide it to your teenager if you really wanted to. Like, you could slide this to your teenager and help them get something out of it. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea, but it's good for any age. If not, being able to relate to the lostness is pretty common, I think, in this, at least in my generation, the feeling of being lost and not necessarily knowing what the fuck to do, and if you're still a person in all this and all that stuff. But yeah, this is a lot shorter than that read along with me was, but nothing I can really do about regaining those lost um clips, so you're getting this instead. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.